Hello and welcome to our lesson on functions. Today we're going to be talking about how processing allows you to create your own user-defined functions. So far we have talked about built-in functions like setup, draw, rect, and line, which are functions that come up with the system. In the lesson today we're going to modify our code that we have created for the bouncing shape and create user-defined functions. As the name says it, these are functions created by you. In functions that you create, there's going to be just a few requirements that you will need to know. Those are: a function must have a return type, a function name, and arguments. In our example, void is the return type. And again, we're not going to dig in too much into this unless you get into a more in-depth programming class. But void in this case, it just executes things. Function name and arguments. Again, in this example, there are no arguments. That's why we have parentheses, parentheses. If we did have some parameters like rec, then you would have some parameters. Now, to illustrate the use of functions, we're going to revisit our bouncing shape project. We're going to reorganize it using functions. To do this, you will have to open your bouncing shape project. You will save it under a new name and make changes as we go in the video. Then, when you're done with that, you will turn that new bouncing shape code into Google Classroom. So at this moment, pause the video and open your existing project. Alright, now that your program is open, let's start by changing the name to your file. Instead of being PJ Bouncing Shape Lebron, we're going to add the word functions to our code. And please remember to save it into your H drive using that same name that you're telling me here what the name is. And do not include the .pde. Your software will do that for you. So click on Save As. I'm going to move this back in here. Put that same, put the name that we just said, PJ Bouncing Shapes Lebron with the function. Click on Save. And now we have our function that we created before. Again, right now the structure of our program, it has the section where we declared our variable. We had void setup, which is a built-in function where we define the size of the canvas and the background. And then we have void draw, where all the code is. Now when you start creating your long programs, those programs could become mighty big. So we are going to define different functions to get this code organized. Go and start typing after your last squiggly line. Remember, this last squiggly line is the closing block for void draw. And we're going to create our first function. We're going to say void, and we're going to say move shape. This is really a made-up name that I am creating, in which we're going to make the shape move. We put an open squiggly line and a closing squiggly bracket, and inside here we're going to move some of the code that we put in void draw and replace it with calling this function. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the two lines of code that change the value of our coordinates. I'm going to cut that code and move it to inside that move shape. Nice and neat. So this move shape becomes now the function, and we're going to replace that right here with move shape, open, close. Now we have just called our first user-defined functions, which we call it move shape. Remember to put semicolon. Now we're going to go all the way below that move shape. Again, remember, this is the beginning of move shape and the end. We're going to go afterwards and create another one that's going to say void display shape. Again, these are all functions names that I'm making up. Open squiggly line, close squiggly line. And right in here, we're going to go back to our draw code. Take the 2 lines of code that make the circle displayed. We're going to cut that and go all the way down to that new function and paste it in there. So now we're going to use this function called display shape. Type it in here, display shape. Make sure that you follow the same syntax, the same spelling block. And finally, we're going to create a third function that is going to make our shape bounce. So we're going to call it bounce shape. We're not going to have any arguments for right now, so we're going to put 2 parentheses, open and close squiggly line, and inside here we're going to move all the code that makes our shape bounce, which is all that if statement that makes the change. Oops, I went too far. Make sure you don't cut the last squiggly line for void setup, and we're going to put it all inside of here. And finally, we're going to come back and say bounce shape, and I gotta fix this little squiggly line, and if everything is correct, the program should run just as it did before. And there we go. No changes from what it did. Again, so to review, if you look at our new program with functions, we have the section where the variables are declared, void setup, check that you have an opening and closing squiggly bracket, but now my void draw is a lot simpler. It only has 3 functions that it calls. And within each of these, we did different things. So we have display shape, move shape, and bounce shape. If you go to see move shape, that makes the change. See the code is within squiggly brackets. Display shape shows the circle, code within squiggly brackets. And finally, our bounce shape, which is a little more lengthy. But again, if you look at this, you have your close squiggly bracket. Alright, so go ahead, make your changes. Remember to save it following proper conventions. And in the next lesson, we're going to talk about creating your own functions where you're going to give some arguments and some parameters. And we're going to learn the skills you need to make your boat. So enjoy it, code on, and may the code be with you.